Welcome back to the Meeple Marathon. We're going to be doing a very quick video today, and that's simply to show off how I have put everything back into my Great Western Trail 2nd edition box. Now, they did include a nice insert inside the box, but there is no instructions on which exactly should go where. There's, some very vague iconography, but other than that, it did take a little bit of guesswork. And one thing I noticed is that it seems like they created the insert and then they added the cattle module, the sentimentals module. Because there's not really a space for those cards and for the extra little board that comes with that, and I'll show you that here in a second. So, but obviously the instruction manuals and stuff will go on top. There is still plenty of room, which is not super exciting, so I may consider, I have not thrown away my inserts yet. What I mean by that are these things, your punch out boards. I am probably going to save these, tuck them underneath this insert here so it raises the box lid up so that all of this cardboard doesn't pop free if I end up tipping this game on its side. But player boards are right here. There is a depression at this side of the board, so they are meant to go there, and that's another reason to keep them nice and pack the box as much as possible, because it will help compress these and keep these boards flat, because you can see they're got a little spring to them. So, but here are the player boards, and now you can see once we take these away, there's my finger hold I need. All right, so there's an obvious cutout for the solo board. So that makes me think, okay, they had in mind that they were going to include this when they created the tray, and there's room to fit the cards. But you'll notice that my cemental cards are tucked up here. That's because you can see that all the other cards right now are pretty much filling up this space right here. So unfortunately, if you were hoping to sleeve your cards, you're going to have to find a different storage, so you're going to have to check this insert or store your cards some other way. I guess you could maybe start putting some here, but let's not get off track. So you can see that there's barely just enough room for the cards that are included as what you would consider the base game, not including what I had to do was take these and put these over here. I tried putting just the solo cards over here, but there wasn't enough of them, and there's still, the card level was too high because the solo board has to sit down in this space. There's a cutout right there, so these cannot sit higher than this plane. And when you add the cementals, they're like that. Now obviously you could get them from one side to the other, but again, it's like they designed this card well before knowing that they were going to have this extra set of cards. So very interesting. So in order to stick these over here, which I at first put them on the bottom, but then couldn't get them off the bottom because there is no place to put your finger. So I went ahead and just threw these, keeping them in the baggie for two reasons. One, it's easier to pull out and pass out to people. But two, again, since there is so much room, I don't want these scattering all over the place with these. So keeping them in the baggie is going to keep them all in one spot. But you're supposed to put these tokens there as well. But there's not a whole lot here. You can get them to lay pretty flat if you kind of push them around, which is what I did. And then the bags are pretty pliable and give you enough room so that the player boards can sit on top of that. Otherwise, the bags really have plenty of room in this space, and I don't know what else would go there. So I think they were meant to do that. But again, if you want to keep them in the baggies, I guess they do fit. It just feels a little tight. And then there's this board. This board does not seem to have a logical place for it. So again, makes me wonder if they had forgotten about the cemental expansion when they were making this insert. So the score pad obviously fits down there. It's got a great location, but I was able to place that there and these flat here and still get the bags on top, and everything was able to fit. So we're still making it work. All right, so these boards go right here. They're the only ones that'll fit there. Perfect. These tokens here, at first I thought they would go in like this. They do not. They go in stacked this way, but the the ×2 tokens go right there. There's a shape for that. That makes sense. Then we start having the outlaw tokens and hazard tokens and everything else, and this is where I got a little confused. These made sense. These, there's just enough of them, and they're just the right height. You stack them up, they each got their own little row, and then I got to the outlaws. Well, there really wasn't enough outlaws to fill a whole row. You can see there's a whole row. There's a lot of gap there, but stacking them together, it wasn't enough room. But I was able to take all 3 hazards and get those into a row. So now I have this extra row here. Well, no, I've got 2 half-empty rows filled with outlaws. I ended up sticking just the 2 blank ones in there because I don't ever like to get rid of that stuff. So there's these 2 random tokens that I'm assuming you would just toss in there, but I tossed them here. You could pick up these Station Master tiles and fit them in here. They're the same size and shape, but you'd have to mix them up. And I may do that, we'll see, because I feel like it just fits better there. But then what do you put here? You know, I feel like there should be some dice or something here. Seems kind of silly for this to hold just that. Maybe I'll put my hats in there, which would help free this up. This is too big to fit there. Again, there just does not seem to be a place for this board or these cards. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll stick these hats there, and that'll alleviate some of the space over here. Let's see if the hats fit. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So this may not be what these are meant for because I'm pretty sure there's a symbol of the hats in there. But again, this helps alleviate more room here. Make sure that these all lay nice and flat. And there you go. And then the rest of it's pretty self-explanatory. Your coins go up here. You will have to put the ones and then a little bit of ones up here because there's more ones. And then all of your buildings fit in here. This is very tight. I mean, they are squeezed in there. You know, the last one to go in was a little tight, but that's actually kind of nice because they won't wiggle around. My fear is that once all this is back together, so let me put it back together for you real quick. Tuck all this stuff down. Get these player boards in. Is that with this, having this much room, I can literally get my finger depth in there. All of this room, if you were to put this on the side or tip it, this board's going to go like this, and all of these tokens are going to come out and just fill up all this empty space. So again, take your extra punch boards here. If I can pick them up off the floor. Let's lift this up. This is probably pretty heavy now. But these should go right here like this. Boom. This should be able to go back on top. Boom. And now we put this on, it's better. Now we are going to put the instruction manuals on top. That's going to fill up a little bit of that space. And you can always take them out. You can always remove them, but if you throw them away, you can't get them back. And so that right there feels much better. Nice tight fit for everything in the box. So that's my recommendation on how to put away your copy of Great Western Trail 2nd edition. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, please consider subscribing to the channel. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.